61016.
So Leute, hallo und willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Star Rail. Ja, wir werden heute ich sag's wie es ist, die letzte Nebenquest in der Cian-Show, bei der Cian-Show annehmen. Wieder eine Nebenquest, actually. Aber die ist relativ wichtig, bevor wir uns auf den Weg machen nach Penacony. Die gehört nämlich mit zur Story und ich will natürlich, dass wir alles mitnehmen, ehe sich die Namenlosen wieder auf den Weg machen. Durch ihre Reise oder auf ihre Reise oder was auch immer Reise. Es ist auf jeden Fall eine Reise. Ja, und die Quest beginnt hiermit. Ich war nämlich am Überlegen, wie finde ich diese gottverdammte Quest. Hier habe ich sie gefunden. Auch mit Hinweis von Taseo. Man solle doch in den Zug gehen und dann liegt da so ein Brief rum. Brief gefunden, Mission beginnt, Leute. Auf dem Umschlag fehlen die Namen des Absenders und des Empfängers. Nur eine schwache Spur dunkler Tinte ist zu erkennen. Vorher hat Cealus noch die Information gegeben, dass der Brief anscheinend von der Cian-Show stammt. So, öffnen. Du öffnest den Brief und plötzlich wird die Tinte sichtbar, als ob eine unsichtbare Hand einen Stift wie eine Klinge halten und schnelle, entschlossene Handbewegungen machen würde. Nach einem kurzen Moment erscheint der Inhalt wieder in seiner ursprünglichen Form. Ich habe gehört, dass du in deine Heimat zurückgekehrt bist, dass du die alten Meere aufgewühlt und die Welt vor Gefahren bewahrt hast. Dadurch tauchten sicher auch deine vergessenen Erinnerungen wieder auf. Wir sollten getreu unserem alten Schwur noch einmal durch die Länder der Vergangenheit streifen, feiern und auf unsere großen Abenteuer zurückblicken.
Upend the ancient sea and return to old ground. It's a letter for Dan Heng, but who is it from? I should ask the conductor.
Oh weia, der Conductor. Ja, wir haben da vielleicht ein kleines Problem. Ich weiß nicht, wo der Conductor ist. Das wollte ich nicht. Ja. Ha! Nice. Gut, das geht. Schön.
Heave ho! Heave ho!
Okay.
Huh? Trailblazer, do you need help with something?
No. Von wem stammt der Brief?
Pom-Pom's been cleaning up this whole time and didn't see any letters.
Wow, Pompon. Hat sich jemand an Bord des Express geschlichen?
What? Don't scare Pom-Pom like that! Why are there always strange things sneaking onto our train? Pom-Pom is going to upgrade the security level around here.
Na, klingt nicht dumm.
What does the letter say?
Huch.
It looks like an invitation. Who could have sent it? Does Dan Heng have any friends on the Law Fu? If Pom-Pom remembers correctly, he said he was exiled from there, right?
That's correct. Vielleicht Freunde wie Jing vielleicht.
Unlikely. If the general sent the letter, he would have signed it.
That's true.
Why don't you show Dan Heng the letter? You know where to find him.
Was? Etwa weil er niemals, nie sein Zimmer verlässt? Also nie? Oh, Dan Heng. Hallo, Baby.
What is it? Do you need something?
Ich habe einen Brief für dich.
There's no signature. And it doesn't mention a time or place. Looks like whoever sent this expects me to remember. Unfortunately, I'm going to disappoint them.
Wieso so ernst?
Huh? Oh, I'm just thinking. Let me hold on to the letter. Anything related to Dan Feng's past should be handled with care.
Ein Anblick dieses Briefes fühlt zu dich unwohl. Mit Wolkensang lässt du einen Wassertropfen aus der Luft entstehen, der den Brief durchweicht. Die Handschrift verschwindet und der Wassertropfen lässt eine weitere Zeile verschwimmen. Von 5 müssen 3 bezahlen.
Just as I thought. There was more than met the eye. Letting him leave first was a wise choice. I can't put him in danger again because of this. But if he didn't send the letter, then who did? Maybe I should make a trip to the seat of divine foresight. I need to ask Jingyuan about the Stellaron hunters.
Ach ja, dann machen wir das mal, ne, meine Kinder. Jing Liu muss im Team sein. Oh je, unerwartet. To celebrate. I'll be waiting. Huch.
After all this time away from the Luofu, the seat of divine foresight has only become more hostile. It's quite reassuring. Relax. You needn't be so cautious, young man. I'm just reminiscing about the old days. However, I never thought Jingyuan would send you to accompany me. It would seem our fates are intertwined.
Huh? I've got my work cut out for me today. Well, if it isn't Dan Heng.
Ich muss mit dem General sprechen.
Greetings. I need to speak to the general about something.
Looking for compensation for the injuries I gave you? I accept full responsibility. They can deduct my next 100 years' salary if they like.
Ich bin wegen etwas anderem hier.
The Cloud Knights
Ich glaube, da
were doing their
sind
duty.
nämlich gar keine Schäden vorhanden, mein
I'm here
kleiner
to ask the
Freund.
general about the Stellaron hunters.
You came at a bad time. The general is busy with urgent work. You probably won't be able to meet with him today. But he did leave a message. Dan Heng, do you recognize the person on the steps?
No. If the general isn't available, I'll come back another day.
You don't remember her? I see. I suppose the memories of your previous life really were wiped clean after the rebirth. That is Jing Liu, the previous sword champion of the Xianzhou Luofu. She was the closest friend of Imbibitor Lune, your previous incarnation. She was also the general's master. According to records of wars past, her blade has slain countless denizens of abundance. Not even the feather guards of the Wingweaver, the father wolf of the Borazon, or the gigantic mecha beast could withstand a single strike from her. She's a renowned legend. However, those are ancient stories. It's a shame that even a hero like her wasn't able to break free of Mara. It is said that in the end, Jingliu lost her sanity and slaughtered anyone in sight. She was deemed a criminal and fled to outer worlds. With her powers, you'd think there would be no one capable of bringing her in. For some reason, she arrived on the Luofu with a suspect disguised as a traveling merchant and said she wanted to turn herself in. Her surrender came with one condition: that she be allowed a day of freedom before the trial. She wanted to travel to Scale Gorge Waterscape and meet with her old friends one last time. I can't believe Jing Yuan actually agreed. Before he left, he ordered us to accompany Jingliu during her last day on the Luofu. We're hosting an honored guest. We're escorting a criminal.
Jingsu hört plötzlich auf zu reden, genau wie sie spürst, wie die Luft um dich herum kühl wird.
Imbibiter Lunae, you're here. Since you traveled all this way, why don't you come and talk with me? Or should I call you by your name in this lifetime? Dan Hung.
Okay. Wir haben Danhang hat komische Bekanntschaften. Und gefährliche.
When I left the Xianzhou, I heard they took away your scales and horns, forced you into a hatching rebirth, and detained you in the shackling prison. I thought Imbibiter Lunae had been wiped from this world. But then I returned to the Luofu and watched as you parted the sea. After all these years, it was a magnificent sight to behold.
Mein letztes Leben ist vorbei.
The life of Imbibiter Lunae ended. I stand before you, a completely different person.
I understand. The sins of a past life should be forgiven after rebirth. Now you are a nameless, traveling across the galaxy. But can anyone really bid farewell to their past? If my guess is correct, the preceptors were unwilling to allow the Ichor line to end, and hoped for the Imbibiter Lunae's resurrection. That is why they tampered with the molting rebirth and turned you into what you are now.
Sag mir, warum du hier bist.
You're not here to reminisce on old times. Tell me why you're here.
You didn't hear? That Vidyadhara girl explained it clear as day. I returned to the Luofu so I could surrender myself to the Alliance and atone for my sins. I did, however, have one request before the trial. I asked to be given a single day to go and see old friends and to fulfill promises I made long ago. Jing Yuan has always been an understanding person. He heard that you would be coming and agreed to my request.
Wow.
So,
Jing liebt uns sehr.
you're the one that mailed the letter to the Express.
That's right.
Meanwhile.
The sea's depths conceal no stone, and dragons' breaths reveal the moon. The scenery of Scale Gorge Waterscape is truly as magnificent as the poems describe. But as a suspect, shouldn't I be bound and interrogated in the shackling prison? Is it really appropriate to bring me to a place like this, General?
Holding you in the shackling prison would be more trouble than it's worth. For security purposes, we will be performing your trial here.
For security purposes? I suppose it's not my security you're talking about.
The Stellaron's descent, the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection, the Destruction Emanator's impersonation of the Amicassator. According to the Skyfaring Commission's investigations, you arrived on the Luofu with a group of merchants, but didn't make a single trade during your stay. Your departure coincided with the day the calamities took place. You took advantage of the chaos to sneak into the shackling prison, but seemingly took no course of action. Now you claim that you are responsible for the Stellaron crisis and wish to surrender yourself. Your behavior truly is puzzling. I can't seem to piece together your motive.
I was asked to deliver a token in my capacity as a traveling merchant. I knew nothing of its significance. I admit I did have my own agenda for entering the shackling prison, but in the end, I found that the Luofu did not possess what I was looking for. It is through fear of punishment that I am choosing to surrender. The galaxy is a vast place, but I am merely a wanderer. It would be silly of me to think that I could outrun the Alliance.
Merely a wanderer? You're too modest, Locha. Do I need to remind you of your actions at the Eternity Fortress and the Shroud Veil Star Zone? Or must I utter that tongue-twister of a name?
Well, they don't call you the Divine Foresight for nothing, General.
You flatter me. Fortunately, I did my research, or this conversation would have been quite dry.
Seeing that you sense something is amiss, are you looking to defend me and clear my name of suspicion?
That is beyond my control. Attempting to undermine the Alliance is a grave crime. According to protocol, you are to be held on the Xianzhou Shuling for a joint trial before the Ten Lords Commission and the Seven Arbiter Generals. However, at present, you have the opportunity to enjoy the beautiful scenery of Scale Gorge Waterscape. It will be the last view of the Luofu you ever lay eyes on.
She told me that the High Cloud Quintet once gathered and feasted here hundreds of years ago. The unparalleled sword techniques of your master, the mesmerizing cloud hymn magic of Imbibitor Lunae Dan Feng, the artful piloting skills of Bai Heng, the divine weapons crafted by the Juming artisan Ying Xing, and the unmatched stratagem of the General. The five of you vanquished evil from the world, creating legendary tales in your wake. Unfortunately, nothing lasts forever, and the High Cloud Quintet disbanded as each of you went your separate ways. You removed me from the shackling prison and decided to interrogate me here. But not for security purposes. You wish to discuss things that shouldn't be overheard. You wish to discuss the one person you've avoided mentioning up to now. Your master, Jingliu.
Meanwhile, again.
We can head out now. I would like to visit a few places from my memories, enjoy a glass of wine, and reminisce about the good times.
Have you mistaken yourself for a tourist?
I would make a wonderful tourist. Lower your guard, young man. I have already surrendered myself to the Alliance, and I will keep my word. Besides, your general has already agreed to my request. Imbibitor Lunae, you must accompany me. I won't take no for an answer. Regardless of whether you're still interested in your previous life, accepting my letter means that you've accepted my invitation.
Lead the way.
Where should we start? Should we go to Stargazer Navalia first, or to the Artisanship Commission? So many memories are swirling inside my head. I can't get a grasp on any of them. When the people of the Xianzhou live to be more than 1,000 years old, each day is like carrying the weight of a mountain through an interminable maze.
How hard is it to choose a destination? We're going to Stargazer Navalia. Problem solved.
The young are the antidote. Stargazer Navalia it is.
If it's star skiffs you wanted to see, we could have headed to the Jade Gate. Why did we come all the way here?
Ich hätte Akron mitnehmen sollen. Fiel mir
Young
gerade
man,
ein. Naja.
have you ever heard of Beihung, the Foxian pilot?
Beihung.
Oh, ich habe von ihr gehört. Ich melde mich. Hallo.
I think I've seen that name somewhere before.
Der Name ist dir fremd und erweckt keinerlei Gefühle, doch unerklärlicherweise vernimmst du eine Stimme.
Let the noble High Elder drown the enemies in rain. We just need a watch from the sky, I presume?
Imbibitor Lunae, if memories are returning to you, share them.
I think she was one of Imbibitor Lunae's comrades.
She was a comrade and friend to both Imbibitor Lunae and all of us. Well, that's all in the past now. The reason we came to Stargazer Navalia is because I wanted to pay tribute to her here.
Huh? You mean the Foxian soul-soothing ceremony?
Yes, the sending off of a star skiff. It represents the voyage of the deceased into the stars. Due to circumstances beyond my control, I never had the chance to bid farewell to her. It is something I have regretted to this day. As for procuring a star skiff, I know they can be manufactured here, but I know nothing of the process.
Frag mich nicht.
I see. Follow me.
Gottverdammt, Jansching.
I don't know anything about manufacturing star skiffs either.
Ah, gut, gut.
But getting these machines to work shouldn't be too hard.
Ach so, mhm.
Careful. There's still Stellaron spirits lurking around.
Okay, hier muss ich mich...
No need to worry about the two of us.
Who goes the right choice?
Bitte nicht schießen! Hui!
We've arrived. All ship production in Stargazer Navalia starts here. Just enter the command into the device. The vessel used to cultivate starskiff seeds will be activated, and a ship will appear in the skyport soon after. I remember now. I've seen Bai Hung's name in books before.
You like to read? I couldn't tell.
Hey, I don't read much, but the general forced me to finish a bunch of ancient volumes during my training. I remember one called Views of the Universe from a Starskiff. The author's name was Bai Hung.
That's right. Bai Hung was the one who wrote that travelogue.
It was actually really interesting. 90% of it was about starskiff crashes on different worlds and dangerous situations. It also had records of local species and ecosystems. I remember thinking, how could an ace pilot crash land her starskiff so many times? Then I realized that every time, she made the best of the situation and got back alive. Her luck really was out of this world.
Indeed. Her luck always astonished us. Whenever she piloted a mission, you could almost guarantee a narrow escape from the jaws of some abundance behemoth, or a miraculous return from behind enemy lines. Very few starskiffs she piloted were able to return to port in one piece. The folks at the Skyfaring Commission secretly referred to her as the Starskiff Killer.
Ach, nett.
She also possessed an uncanny ability to predict future events, inauspicious ones at least. Every ill omen that came out of her mouth would sure enough come true. Very few Cloud Knights had the courage to accompany her on missions. However, when it came to surviving, her fortunes were incredible. Even in the worst situations imaginable, she was always able to turn the tide. Luck is a type of strength, after all. I hope that this ship, built for the Starskiff Killer, will also be able to return to the stars.
Es dauerte nicht lange, bis das Fließband für die Sternskiffe in Betrieb genommen wurde. Starskiffs. Sternskiff, ach, keine
That'll do
Ahnung.
it. The Starskiff assembly line has been activated.
Wuhu.
The Starskiff will take shape and enter the skyport. Let's go wait for it there.
Ja, ich finde das
It
so
won't
wild,
be
dass die
long.
Schiffe, die werden quasi geboren. Die haben so, keine Ahnung,
Thank you,
übelst,
young man.
übelste Evolution. Kriegt man irgendwann bei einer Nebenquest mit. Die werdet ihr ja auch noch sehen, sobald ich anfange, hier die Nebenquest zu machen.
See, the Starskiff is complete.
After being away from the Lawfu for so long, I can finally say farewell to you.
So, what happened to Bai Hung in the end?
In the end, I do not think the details are necessary. We are here today to commemorate her.
Ist so, Mann, Jansching reißt sich zusammen.
In Bibiter Lunae, do you still remember the battle against Shuhu?
Shuhu?
Did Dan Feng fight alongside you?
Yes, the High Elder was held in higher regard. The Cloud Knights became wary after learning of Dan Feng's imminent arrival. General Tang Xiao called for me to guarantee the safety of the troops. But Bai Hung didn't care about any of that. She believed that the High Elder was mortal and no different from the soldier next to her. You ran a fair share of errands for her when she was still around. Let me refresh your memory. During that battle, Bai Hung, being the headstrong girl that she was, managed to exhaust the luck that was bestowed upon her by the Rainbow Arbiter. She charged ahead and shattered the enemy's defenses, allowing the Cienjo soldiers to break through Shuhu's sanguinary abyss and awaken you from your dragon's delirium. She was not able to walk out of that fight. We all shoulder a debt that we will never be able to repay. For the Cloud Knights, giving up one's life on the battlefield is an honor. But that wasn't something you believed in, Imbibiter Lunae. You couldn't accept that Bai Heng was gone. Instead of leaving her to eternal rest, you decided to... You made a mistake that can never be undone.
Oh.
There is no need to respond, Imbibiter Lunae. Your answer is no longer important. And now, I will send off this star skiff. Bai Heng, I've brought your flagon. This was a gift handmade by him, though he never got the chance to give it to you in person. I'm sorry it took so long for me to find it. Only by bringing it to you will my nightmares be calmed. I will fulfill what you asked of me. I will keep my word, even if it requires me to cut down the stars in the sky. Let's go. The artisanship commission is next.
Alles, was du sagst.